Yo, what's going on? Hope you all are having a blessed day on the other side of your screen. Today is a very special day to me, and hopefully it becomes one to you too. If I don't normally ask people like to share my videos, but for this particular purpose, I ask that you go ahead and share the video, just for the simple fact that I don't know how long it's gonna be, but the purpose of it outweighs everything. I'm gonna get into it later. But yeah, just for that reason. Well, as you all know, today is October the 17th, 2020, and the date is 10/17/20. And my favorite scripture, the one that ultimately got me on my path that I am now, that kept sticking out to me, is 10:17. I'm gonna talk about that later too. But the scripture was Luke 10:17-20. And it's only right that I give my full testimony today. So I'm gonna start with what initially got me searching for God in the first place. So I was moved here to Kansas City from Georgia, and when I first got up here, I was thinking like, man, it's a new start. Don't nobody know me. I ain't gotta worry about this person or that person. Like, it's all new. It's fair game. I could do as I please, because in the town that I came from, was a small town, LaGrange, Georgia. Everybody talked to everybody. Everybody knew everybody. There wasn't one person that you could just have to yourself, you know, like without hearing, oh, I did this with that person, or that person did this, you know. It wasn't, that's all it was. And it was nothing that, cause Kansas City is huge. It's like Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas, you know, take your pick. So when I moved up here, you know, I was trying to find somebody to talk to or whatever. And, you know, I was like, dang, I ain't, like, cause like down there, I already had my set of people that I was doing stuff with, and, you know, friends, females and stuff, all the worldly things, everything was set up. So you got to build everything back up. So at this point in my life, I'm looking for a female companion, and in the worldly set, you know, not looking for a hand in marriage, or not even just a relationship, just for own personal gain. And I kept searching, just kept on searching. And it's like God was trying to keep me from it for a reason. Cause like, I was like, man, I know I'm no angel Etta, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I can pick up somebody. And then it occurred to me, like, okay, get on Tinder. It's they looking for the same thing you looking for. So got on there, and I don't even use Tinder. Like, I never liked Tinder, because I always felt like it was for people who didn't have no game and couldn't get people in person. But now I'm turning into one of them people. At least that's what's going on in my head. So matched with some people. I picked one. She was nearby, and she texted me. She was like, you know, come over. So I was just like, all right, cool. So pull up. We over there, we talking and stuff. She started playing the music. You know what music I'm talking about, that mood music. So, you know, we did what we did. And then at the end, she's like, you know, I shouldn't have did that. I'm just like, no, why? Like, you cool, we cool, you know, we good. So, and she just like, dang, like, nah, I shouldn't have did that. She was finna block me. She was finna just, you know, just dip, never talk to me again. So I'm just like, wow, that's weird. And then I started talking to her, getting to know her and everything. And that was like one of my biggest, like, I don't want to say flaws, but whenever I was dealing with a female, I would always, you know, talk to her just enough to get what I wanted, but not give up nothing either. And that's what I had did with her, you know. And, you know, I always, you know, it say, if you bleed, and I was watching a sermon the other day, and he was saying, don't jump in a relationship if you bleeding. You know, you got, you know, issue that you still trying to work out, like lust issues, or like, you know, what is it called, like hypersexual activity, something like that. But basically all these different issues that's not healthy for a relationship. Like if you need to be in a relationship for this, that, and the third. Like basically you don't have yourself all the way together. And I was a shark at the time. Like I've been a shark and I've also been bleeding. This is an area in my life where I was the shark, smelt blood, a female that didn't really value herself and was just throwing herself out of the every and any guy that would take her or whatever. But this one was different. It was this girl, she just go ahead and say it. She had herpes, and from my knowledge, she was just going out and spreading it to people. Like, and I was one of them. But the thing about me is, I was something different, you know? Like, it wasn't like I just started talking to her and I just left. It was like when every time like we would come over, I come over there, you know, we'll be talking and stuff, you know. I ain't gonna say pillow talking, but it was like, like just basically just being just human decency, you know. Like I never wanted a girlfriend, but as long as I had like the access to everything, you know, I was straight. Like I go over there, we'd be talking and stuff, like just about whatever I had going on, she had going on, then I leave. No, it wasn't no spending the night or nothing like that. It was just, we were just on that. It was just straight, like we knew what it was, that was it. But actually treated her like a person. And from my understanding and knowledge, she knew she had that STD and she was just out here basically like just giving it to people. And I didn't know because I never dealt with anybody who ever had like an STD. And I never knew what it felt like. I remember it was like one time I was at work and it was like they had at my warehouse job, we had like these little, I don't know, it was like ants or something, but it was like these bugs that were flying. And it was like, I felt something like, you know, something ain't right down there. So I'm just like, all right, I go to the bathroom and it's, you know, it's a situation down there. I'm just like, hold up now. No, me, I'm going to Google. No, you never supposed to go to Google, but I feel like this is a Google situation. And sure enough, I'm like, bro, this look like what it looked like. And then I called my mama. At the time, she thinking that I had, she thinking like I maybe had like a reaction to some medicine that was currently taking. I think I got bit by like a spider or something. I don't know. But it's something. No, I had went to the doctor because I got bit by something. I had to get something drained from my leg. But she thinking I had like a allergic reaction to that. So I go to the doctor. They test me for like all the bad stuff like AIDS, HIV, syphilis, all this stuff. My mom was like, yeah, man, no, you okay, man, you okay, it ain't nothing. I'm just like, man, stop capping. So at this point, it's like when you know, but you just need to hear it. And that's where I was at. I was at work when I got the call, and I'll never forget. It was a relief, but it was just like a breath, like, okay. Because it's like, you ever just know something, but you just need to hear it. It's one of those situations. And I was crying on the wall, and because the first thing that went through my mind was like, no, I ain't gonna never have kids. I ain't gonna never like have a real family. Ain't nobody gonna love me and all this. Like every negative thought that you could ever think about. And the first thing I was thinking, like, why would you do this to me? Like, towards the girl. And I'm just like, I didn't do nothing to you. Like, if anything, I probably showed you the most love that you ever felt in your life. And she told me that, like, just from, like, just a friend point of view. And she apologized and all that stuff. I'm just like, I don't need your sorry. At one point, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to do some legal activities, you know, for some get back, but that's not gonna solve anything. It's not gonna solve anything at all. One of the reasons why I'm making this video, that actually happened, like, I say a year, going on 2 years ago. And I may seem like I'm calm and stuff right now. And I am calm, and I'm, you know, pretty confident in myself and everything. But it's like, it took a while to get here because it's such a sensitive subject. And, you know, like, this is not something that people just openly come and talk about. And no. Oh, okay. My phone about to die. And it, but, it's like it's nothing that people just go out and just say. And I wasn't the one to just do that either. And it started out slowly and slowly because that's something that you deal with by yourself. And you think like, dang, like now people gonna look at me differently. People gonna do this, people gonna do that. People gonna talk regardless. And with me, no, I ain't never really cared about what people thought anyways. And I feel like, you know, God works in mysterious ways, because if it took a STD for me to find God and truly like understand his truth of what it is to truly put God first and have him in your life, then so be it. Because truth be told, we are spirits in these bodies anyways. You're not supposed to be in the flesh anyways. Not saying that, you know, just go out here and have STDs and all types of disease and stuff, but, you know, no, it's a spirit, like we spirits and bodies. But the main purpose of this video is because I'm not the first person, I'm not gonna be the last, but if what happened to me can like help somebody else be careful with how they move and just actually talk about like safe sex, get back to no, granted, I want y'all to, no, of course, wait till you get married, till you find the one person to give it to, because soul ties is real. Soul ties are very, very real. But ain't nobody talking about that. Parents not talking about it no more because it's a generational curse. Like, kids gonna only do what they see their parents do in the household. Mama bringing home all these dudes. Daddy bringing home all these women. What you think the kids gonna do? Same thing how, like, son see his dad on the block and he go to jail. He do the same thing. It's the cycle. All these things are cycles that we need to break. And this is one of them that people is like, it's very, very touchy situation because people don't want to be looked at as, you know, different or, you know, or whatever. People like may say, oh, they nasty and all that other stuff. And it's all right, you know, not saying it's cool to have it, but you're not going to die. Like, it ain't going to kill you. And, like, God showed me that, too, because after a while, I went into a very, very deep form, depression, was it cycle or, like, section of my life? Because, like, when they told me, I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell my brothers. I didn't tell them at all, and they was, like, the closest person, like, closest people to me. Because right now, like, I was in Kansas City. I'm still in Kansas City, but, and they was, like, staying with me. I wouldn't even tell them. It's like now, all of a sudden, these women, they just coming to me. And at the time, I was smoking. And I was a heavy smoker. Just smoking weed every day. And that's when it really just started hitting me. Like, I'm never gonna be a dad. I'm never gonna have these kids. Nobody gonna wanna lick at me, touch me, do none of this stuff like that I feel like a man should do. And it got to a point where I got tired of that. I was like, I was going to church at the time, but it wasn't really just hitting me. I was just going. And I'm having these thoughts in my mind. Nobody gonna love me. Nobody gonna love me. Then my pastor, he started preaching. And so at the end of his sermon, he hit me the whole sermon. He hit me. And then at the end, he said something. He said, when you hear God knocking at your heart, it's time to let him in. Because I'm hearing this talk about how much Jesus loves you. Jesus gonna love you through no matter what. Jesus heals. He does this. He does that. Jesus is the answer. And for the first time in my life, I felt the presence of God. I felt that probably 2 weeks in a row, but I ignored it. The third time was when I finally made the choice for myself. My mama didn't make me. My brothers didn't make me. I got up and I walked down to the altar and I gave my life to God. And I can honestly say it was the best decision I ever made. Granted the situation, but like I said, if that's what it takes for me to find God, then so be it. Because now with this video being made, ain't no skeletons. Not that there ever was, but you know, everything is out there. And it's like also it'll filter out the fake from the real, because not that I'm just looking for somebody or nothing like that now anyways, but you know, now when the female come at me, I know who wasting my time and who not. And you know what it is, what it ain't. Cause you're like, true enough, dealing with this, like you still a man. You still can like do stuff, but not that I have. But like at the time when I first realized that I had it, after I was trying to give my life to God, you know, it ain't nothing just happens like that. Like it wasn't just like, oh, okay, now I'm saved, righteous, and all this other stuff. Like, you know, that's just the first step. You know, I was still out here doing. Granted, I said I was out here smoking and stuff, but the fact is, I was trying. That's the only thing that mattered. I was trying to get to where God needed me to be, as far as like my relationship goes with Him. And it was this lady, and God showed me that, you know, it's not gonna, he said it's not, you know, what did he say? Oh, it's not the end of the world. Cause like this lady that I used to work with, she had went missing. And I ain't know, like we used to talk a little bit when we was at work, but she like just disappeared somewhere. I'm just like, hold on now. Granted, she like 35. So I'm like, I hope she ain't, you know, like, die or nothing like that, or like got hurt, because she was telling me like she like just had all this stuff going on. I bet I'm checking on her. So I got her number and I started talking to her or whatever. And you know, I knew she liked me, but I was like, man, she's a grown lady. And like I didn't think nothing about it. And like, you know, this going a whole nother way, but point is like, it's not like, you be honest with people is what I got from you from it's not the end of the world. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not the end of the world if you contract a virus or like any disease or something like that, because yeah, it's not the end of the world, man. Just be honest with people. The worst thing you can do is what I'm trying to prevent with this video, with especially the younger generation, people my age and younger, because y'all is just out here just, and then y'all just having baby after baby after baby. Now, everybody not doing that, but it's like, it's not out of the right context. Like, you're not building the foundation that needs to be built on. It's not built on God at all. Anything that's not built on God is not going to stand. It's not going to last. That's why it's so many of these broken families, these broken homes, repeating this cycle of brokenness. Like, something, it got to stop at some place. And if this is one of them places, I keep saying that, then, like, so be it, because that's exactly what Jesus did. Jesus didn't do nothing. Jesus didn't have to die. Like, Jesus did not have to die on the cross for us. Would you die for you? That's a real question. Would you die for yourself? Do you feel like you worth it? And when I thought, I had that thought yesterday, and it's like, of the world, like the sacrifice of one for many. Like, that's really an honor. Not saying that, I keep saying it's not saying that it's cool to just have any type of disease or anything, but the principle of it, the biblical God-given principle, finding your purpose, it's all worth it, because dying is not the worst thing to happen. Dying and not living your purpose and not knowing your purpose, just out here living purposeless, it's the worst thing ever. And I feel like in this world, you can let life make you or break you. Regardless, it's going to happen. I was just watching Dr. Miles Monroe. Great dude. Wish I could have met him. Rest in peace. And, you know, this is a change in my life. I wrote the notes down. He, in one video, he was talking about change. And 3 things he said that really stuck out to me. He said, plan the change you want to see. That's the first thing he said. And the first thing I could think, everything was just pointing back to this situation. Because, granted, I feel like it wasn't my fault. But this ain't cause, like I said, man, she did it on purpose. And that could be one of y'all right now. Don't nobody talk about condoms no more. Nobody talk about safe sex. Nobody talk about, like, being with one person. Everybody just want to be out here fighting and hoeing and just doing it for what? And y'all listening to the music that's promoting nothing but that, and then get all of a sudden, you know, get pregnant. It's like, it's so cool to be a baby mama now, bro. So cool to be a baby daddy. Like, is that all you think about? Is that all you think your life is worth? Like, I don't know, man. That's a whole nother video, but it really not, though. It just, I don't know. But that's what I want to see, because it's like they downplay, like the world now is downplaying being with one person, and if you get results like mine, you know, like this video ain't nothing more but just bringing awareness to, like, the dangers of this world. Whether you biblical or not, you're not exempt from these effects. Only thing you can do is grow and change from it, and hopefully change for the better. And then another thing he said, don't let change you. He said, change. And that really stuck out to me, because two things they said that you can't change: time and change. Change is going to happen regardless. Whether you like it or not, next year coming. Whether you like it or not, the next hour is coming. What you going to do with it? Then, you know, a lot of things that happen, they were meant to happen. Much like everything that I just told you about. Like, nothing happens for no reason. You're not watching this for no reason. You actually might be learning something. You might be hearing something in your heart right now. But either way, just whatever you take from this video, please just take it with you. Run with it. Share it with some people. If you're a parent, share it with your child, man. Use me. That's why I tell God, use me for his purpose, for your purpose. You know, y'all, a lot of y'all parents, I went to school with y'all. Take precautions of who y'all lay down with, everybody, because everybody may not have your best interests at heart with your body, with your soul, man. Do you think later, like, get your words right. Think about the person that you laying down with. Do you want to be tied to that person just because it make you feel good for like 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes or whatever, however long, you know? Is it worth being tied to them forever in the soul place? If the answer is no, then you need to go ahead and, you know, push that to the side, man. Like, I just want somebody to be better from not just listening to my music, but from like a life point of view, you know, even though both can do that. But this one is, I don't know, it's just different. 'Cause I know it's a lot of people that's probably going through that in secret. And I just want to tell you, don't be scared. You know, better yourself, eat better, monitor your relationships better, but it ain't the end. My biggest thing is don't scare. Don't let fear rule your life. I didn't let mine didn't rule my life. It was just more so like, why did this happen to me? Like, why? I kept asking God, why? And I finally got it. You know, and that's a real beautiful thing when you realize your purpose in life, because that's not something that everybody is blessed to do. Some people go through their life purposeless. Well, they're not purposeless, but they live their life like that. Just feeding into the agenda of the evil one. Actually, I'm gonna stop this video because I feel like this need to be separate. The next video gonna be where the 1017 come from.